Welcome back to Life with Dear Grace. This week, I'm checking on the Chaos Garden. There are some zinnias that are coming through. Everything takes time. These marigolds, I planted them in this area here as a chaos garden, and they have been doing really well. So I'm excited to see them pair with the zinnias. I'm sure it'll be really beautiful and colorful. But they have done so well here. Marigolds are such wonderful companion plants to help protect your vegetables from pests, so it's definitely worth growing these. This week, I also went around my garden taking off the flowers from my basil plants. It's called deadheading or pinching, and this is what basil plants typically do when they flower. It's called bolting. Flowers make the basil plant taste bitter. So when I pinch the flowers off, it helps the plant taste better and it also lets the plant know that it can continue to grow. It also gives it a longer life so we can actually use the plant for a longer period of time. And we love making our own pesto. And so this is definitely important to do during the week. Of course, my garden friends are around. Penny is currently molting, and so she's been kind of grumpy and she tends to peck at kiwi. So I've been keeping an eye and hopefully she'll settle down, but she is looking rough. But we're feeding her mealworms and hopefully she'll get back to her usual self. Last week, I mentioned that I needed to trim my bougainvillea plant, and so I like to have the girls out when I'm working out in the garden. Typically, when I'm trimming my bougainvillea, I like to trim from the bottom up and let the top part cascade. So I just start to cut all of the shoots that are growing up above. There's never a dull moment in this damn garden, and obviously, I cannot stand bugs. That really scared me, and honestly, I was concerned for my chickens. Anyway, so shaping your bougainvillea from the bottom up will give it that beautiful cascade of flowers once it starts to bloom. So, yes, it's a little out of control here, but it's kind of nice to see its shape take place. And every so often, I'll go ahead and step back and just make sure that I'm liking the way that it is shaped. It's nice to be able to step back a little bit so that you don't end up cutting something that you'll regret later. So be mindful of that. And these organic matter here, I'm going to probably use for some of my garden beds. There you have it, project completed. Yay! This week, I also use dunks to keep the mosquitoes out of my yard. You put organic matter into a bucket, and I usually cut mine in fours. I use one dunk, one fourth in one of the buckets and fill it up with water. What this does, it allows mosquitoes to lay their larvae into the water and then the eggs basically die. The larvae, whatever, they die. I put it in the corner of my yard and boom, it helps to keep the mosquitoes to a minimum. Did you try growing your own chaos garden? I'd love to hear how your journey is going. See you next week.